Super. Spoon it.
Yeah.
Get your watch out.
Whenever I'm down, you carry me away. You turn my whole life around just with what you say.
Wow. I don't know what happened. Sabotage or something, team. But for some reason, the link wasn't working, so I do apologise. But for all of you here, you're here now. Congratulations to everyone. And a big thing, really big thing, don't pay attention to the time. Ben, who made this for me, I'm not even sure is into watches anymore because I haven't heard from him from a long time. But I forgot how to update it. So the time is 9 o'clock. But there you go. That's how we go. Thank you so much for coming, team. And I'm sorry that we had to change it up. I don't know what was going on there. I really don't. But thank you so much. Look at all you guys here. Look at ya. I can't believe it's here. I cannot believe, after 5 years of doing a YouTube channel, almost 9 years of probably being from buying my first Seiko SKX 009. TGV made me do it, but I absolutely love it. I cannot believe that I'm sitting at this point now, talking to you about a launch of a watch that I designed. Not only the second one, but I never wanted to do the dive watch first. I wanted to do a field watch. I wanted to do a safe watch. And maybe it was a bit too safe. I mean, I absolutely loved it. I know people didn't quite get it, but listen, for anyone that actually owns an MHKR field watch, I don't see many people complaining. Now, the fact that Radcliffe, well, I'm going to have a chat about Taib in a minute. He is just one of the nicest men. And for him to have given me this opportunity to not only do one but a second watch, I'm so chuffed about it. But let's just say hello to everyone. Look at you. I'm so sorry that you had to move places. Philip, how are you, my friends? So nice to see you on here. Not Scaz. I'm looking at members first. Keith Davis, yes, we've ordered one. Do you know what? I struggle to see the live shows with people watching, and also I've got this new thing. There's so many things going on with StreamYard, it's ridiculous. But I've got this. I've got an applause. What's the sound level of that like for you? That sounds quite original. This is all on almost taken my whole shtick, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I thought that was quite funny. Thank you so much for those that have already pre-ordered the MDVR. Do you know what? I am absolutely overwhelmed with the positivity on the comments, not only on Instagram but on the YouTube. So much so, I think it's the most positive reactional show I've ever done. I mean, there's always nice people giving constructive criticism, particularly on the field watch when we did the field watch. But to have so much love for the design and just to do something a little bit different, I mean, not too different, but just that little bit. I think has gone a long way, and I think it's it's shown a lot of other maybe independent brands that people are dying, you know, crying out for something a little bit different, not the same, you know, not just, you know, still a vintage inspired watches, but you know, is there a promo code? He's having a laugh, isn't he? Let's talk about the price, shall we? Because I did leave that out until today's launch show. But it's £329 for what we have to do. Oh, sorry, I'll show you it as well, shall I? There's only 3 of these in the world currently. And I thought someone asked, oh, I get that on a NATO strap straight away. Someone asked if they could see it on a NATO, and there it is on the NATO strap. We'll talk about the design in a minute. But anyway, listen, £329. I think in today's money, today's market is an absolute steal. And I'll tell you why it's even more of a steal, because in terms of tax duties, Radcliffe has got you covered. What he does is something, because we are manufactured in China. China have got some great ways of doing things, you know, above board, but they do something called DDP, which is delivered duty paid. So there is no extra duty that you have to pay on these watches we are sending out to you. And even in the UK, when there is VAT, Tyab and his company have always made the stance of fitting that bill, so you don't have to pay anything for it. And I think that is absolutely incredible with today's watch market and taxes and everything going up. So for anyone that is scaremongering about the duties, the tax duties or anything like that, you haven't got anything to worry about, you know. And if you really have, please contact Tyab and he can explain it even more. But it's my understanding that you know, you are going to absolutely smash it. We have got 164 of you in the room at the minute. Thank you so much for turning up. Please click the like, because we need to get this watch out to as many people as possible. The launch day is today. We've been overwhelmed with pre-orders already. The goal is to do better than the Field Watch, and I think we probably will, just because it's more of a liked watch, you know. But yeah, I'm sorry if I can't see all the messages. I've got cases here. We got all my top pals here from Patreon and membership and everything else. Filled it rides. What are you doing? Unfortunately, the wife is up with the son at the minute. Had an awful night last night, and he's full of beans today, but she's up there still with him. So yes, I shall tell her for that. But you don't need to do that. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. So, oh, it's Mario. That's nice, isn't it? So yeah, so that's the price. I'm going to get some questions in. If anyone wants any questions, Jeffrey, we're talking about my watch, my friend, that has just gone on pre-order. Now, it's on pre-order for 3 weeks. Okay. Once that 3 weeks is up, the MDVR is not being made anymore. Okay. Now we could have sold, Tyab could have sold another 150 mad hackers after the window closed, because there were so many people on the fence about buying it. But they'd never got round to it, and unfortunately they just had to scour the internet for any deals. Fortunately for us, for me, there's not too many you find on the secondhand market, which is so special to me. And they're special watches. But yes, anyway. So let me just show you a little bit. So I had this idea of this watch a long time ago. In actual fact, the idea that I put to Taib was on the night that we did our live stream, and we finished up the pre-order on the field watch, on the MHKR. I always had in my mind, I wanted the markers to change. I had never seen it done. I'd never heard of it being done, but it was done. Michael, you son of a gun. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Love Michael. So I asked him, can we do it? Can we do it without harming the movement? You know, could we do something special? And like he says all the time to me, no problem. If whatever you want, we can do it. That's what he says to me. Well, it turned out it wasn't as easy as we first thought. But I mean, the amazing thing is we came to, this is what I got in March. I got this in March. That.
这样还可以，这样是对的。
Yes. And I thought, hello, we're getting somewhere. Noticed that the markers at 12 o'clock hadn't been properly fixed yet. But what it essentially looks like when you take that the plate off is almost like a Ferris tent or a circus tent of whites and reds. No extra import tax for buyers, my friend. No. So yeah, so when I saw that, I was very excited. And we're talking March. This is quite a long time ago. But anyway, so very happy with that. Then I get a couple of, Taib's got so much going on. He's got an incredible mechanical alarm watch that the Kickstarter has just finished on at the minute. He's doing a mechanical alarm watch for under £1,000 on the pre-order on the Kickstarter, which is incredible stuff. So we're sort of working, the MDVR was always working around obviously his main business, which is absolutely fine. And obviously when it comes to making watches, designing watches and everything else, it's not a quick and easy process, but this is what I was sent as well, and I absolutely loved it. There will not be a toll on tax in the US. As far as I'm aware, you want to contact Radcliffe Watches, but I'm telling you, there is no extra tax on the watch that you pay. Let me just say that. I'm not going to say that again, but that's it. This bezel and the crown, that was my first thing. I wanted this to have a samurai grip. I wanted that because that's my favorite grip on a Seiko dive watch, and to see that, I thought that was phenomenal. And yes, it is the dude or dudette with long fingernails. People have made that assumption. They made that observation. But incredible people that Taib has working for them. Then I get the case. This case is not easy to make. I didn't want any edges. I didn't want any lines, any sort of contours. I wanted it lovely and rounded and shaped like a nice early 70s object, you know. And I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love the case. I love the cut lugs, and I love the shape of it. It's very chunky lugs, and it is a little bit difficult to do drilled lugs. People have asked for drilled lugs, and I always like drilled lugs. The only thing is the strap that's coming with the watch has easy spring pins that are integrated in the strap. And if you buy any decent third-party strap from any decent company, they're all doing this now. So is there any need, apart from in Seikos, which they're a little bit granddads when it comes to bracelets and strap, is there any need for drilled lugs anymore? I don't think there is. So anyway, so as you can see, that this case and everything. This is all modeled. I do say it in the show, in a couple of shows. Where is it? Where are you? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Is modeled after this Seamaster. It's quite ironic that I don't own any Seamasters, but I mean, their new Planet Ocean has just come out, and I just think they've got it all wrong. I just don't like it. It's very angly. It looks like a Cybertruck. It's just horrible. Omega just lost it for me. But back in the day, they were phenomenal. The strap is a Tropic strap, FKM rubber, beautiful, with a tang buckle, lovely jubbly. Very happy with it. So as you can see, look at the markers on the watch. The MDVR, the markers are based on the footprint of the 70s-esque applied markers, and then the printed Lume, and that's what gets that that sort of fat T shape. That's what I wanted my dive watch to be modeled on. But this essentially is just a beautiful watch. That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. That's what we started with. So I've had all these things here. Where is it? Where are you? It was all loaded up on the other thing, but then we get the sketches and we get the measurements and everything, and you know, there's so much that goes into making watches. It's incredible. People really do take it for granted, including me. And it's one thing copying, even clomaging, even cloning another watch isn't particularly easy at first, but to actually design something from scratch when it comes to watches, you know, it's phenomenal. So yeah, I don't know if I've got any other videos to show you. Let me just have a look I don't think so. Oh yes, and then this is what I was sent at the start of November. This was time
matey, look.
matey. And there we go, Bosch. It's a reality. So essentially, we've got ourselves a Miyota 9075, a 4 Hertz movement, superb, decent accuracy, a proper workhorse still, but instead of a GMT hand, we have a disc that is being moved. I didn't want the movement to be cut off. I didn't want a part of the movement to be cut off, so that the wheel didn't have anything to do with the movement, because if you do that, then you run the risk of it being all loose. So we wanted it to be an integral part of the architecture of the movement. So we're not just selling a watch with a off-the-shelf movement here either, which for the £329, you know, I think it's pretty darn special. Amateur Cracksman. I've done 2 shows on this watch, my friend. Go and have a look at my shows if you want a close-up of the strap. But, well, there it is. Essentially, there it is. This is the rubber strap we get. I always wanted it on a rubber strap. I just wanted it to look like it was ready for business. However, on here, I absolutely love this. Now, there was a lot of people saying, ceramic bezel? You're not a fan of ceramic bezel. Now, I would rather have, I'd always rather have aluminium, because I love that vintage look. However, we wanted this watch to be quite versatile. We didn't want it all in that vintage military, that corner, because you'd end up not wearing it a lot. We wanted there to be some sort of shiny parts, so it'd be very versatile. When they sent this watch to me, when they sent this bezel insert with the Lume pip, the red, the etched, everything's etched on the insert, and then the white color. I just thought it brought the watch to life. I really did. Love the bezel. Have a listen. That's a lovely sound. You know, it's not Tudor Black Bay 58, but listen, you can't moan at that. That's a lovely click. And I just absolutely love it. I love it. I look at it all the time. I want to wear it all the time. Yeah. I absolutely love the watch, you know. So yeah, the only thing that I was disappointed about, there's going to be obviously some changes to the watch. The lume, we never finalized what would be loomed, but we have decided that the outside frame is going to be the part that's loomed, which means whether you're in the red zone or the white zone, it's still going to be the same loom in the dark, which I just think was really cool, and it's something that I would like to see. The other thing is the seconds hand. I think the seconds hand could do with some sort of loom, whether you change that hand for a loom pip or you just paint the tip loom. I don't know if that's possible. Something that was mentioned, and correctly mentioned on the show, is there is the nod to the Willard with the lock sign on the crown. It's actually the wrong way round. I haven't actually told Tyab that, but it is the wrong way round on the prototypes. That will be sorted. Okay, that will be sorted by the time you get your beautiful watch. So yeah, just absolutely love him. Made in James Henry. Does anyone want to answer James's question? I think China, in my personal view, are going to take over the Swiss some way, some form in the next 10-20 years. Whether the world wants to take that in or not is up to them. I think the quality that comes out of China is, well, I was going to say, is quite similar to the Swiss. But if you understand and realize how much in bed the Swiss are with Chinese manufacturing, my friend, then you wouldn't be bothered about it being Chinese. Let me put it that way. There are people that walk into Chinese factories and manufacturers that walk past watches being made, and on the dials it says Swiss made, but it's that 60% of the manufacturing and assembly or whatever should be Swiss. Also, if we was to make this watch, if Radcliffe were to make their business all Swiss, no one would be able to afford it. I mean, the alarm, mechanical alarm watch, God knows how much that would be, instead of the under £1,000 that watch. This watch would not be £329 if it was Swiss made, you know, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I have no problem with that one bit. I've seen plenty of fantastic Chinese made watches, particularly from Radcliffe and who we make. And you only got to look at Erebus, the likes of Erebus and San Martin. Even though I really don't like what they do with their clomage, they make fantastic watches. You can't deny that. The one thing I really wanted with my watch, something different, something a bit playful, something a bit fun, but something that wasn't a detriment to the look or the running of the watch. That's what really was important to me, because, you know, I am the mad watch collector, but deep down, you know, my collection is you know, military sort of inspired or vintage inspired, and so that was important to me. Listen to power. Thank you, my friend. I never said they were. So yeah, I'm yeah. It would be if it was Swiss made. I mean, the amount of the cost that goes into making Vertex watches, it's unbelievable. All Swiss made at Swiss houses. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for your comments. I'm loving them. I don't know what is Swiss made. I honestly don't. We all know what the rules are, but there's no clear indication of 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 a brand that really works hard to be 90% Swiss, and a brand that doesn't work as hard and is 60% Swiss. We just don't know. In my honest opinion, I don't care that much. I really don't care that much. But if we got to, we have to be honest though, don't we? Now, are there any other questions on the watch? On the chat. Oh, Darren, what are you doing? Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that. You didn't need to do that, mate. Thank you very much. Darren, he's a top guy, big Zero West fan. But yeah, that's phenomenal. Hi, Mark, how are you? So let's have a look at these. Paul's reasonable price. Let's focus on quality of the watch and creativity. Paul, that's fantastic, my friend. I'm really not one for. I get so many emails and DMs from people and companies want to send me their watch, but if they can't give me a decent enough reason why the watch is made and what steps they made to make them, I don't really want to know. I honestly think the watch is 50% the looks and 50% the story. And if the story is compelling and the reasons why that was taken and the story behind it, you can forgive the Lume. You can forgive the slightly maneuverable bezel, slightly loose bezel. You can forgive little bits. I think story in a watch is so important. It's very hard to get that right. But whenever I do a watch, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to sorry, light went there. I wanted to do something where I could explain the reasons why we took this step and that step and this step, So I'm really chuffed. I don't know if there is AR coating on the inside of the watch. I don't know if it needs it. If I'm being honest, it's very legible and the markers are very clear. But I will ask Tayyab whether it is or not. Yeah. It will probably be a vintage Lume, Philip, similar-ish to the Lume on the field watch, and also similar to the hands and the Lume pip. Yes, I did send Tia a picture before the release and the video, and he was quite very complimentary of it, which one of my main. If he's happy about it, if he likes it, then I'm very happy. It was just the fact that so many positive comments. Even when I review the most popular watch ever, there's always a 35% comments that are maybe being negative for negative sake, because it's easy to maybe. But the only negative that has been said is maybe it's not their style, and the fact they think it's too small for them, which I knew was going to happen. I always wanted a classic size, something that was similar-ish to a Submariner, an old Submariner, an old red Submariner, but still slightly bigger. Not Gaz. I didn't send one to Jody. No, I haven't. We've only got 3. We've only got 3. One I have here. 2 I sent to Rob, and I need to give him a huge shout because he's the guy that does all the pictures. So I'd like to just say a big thank you to him. Let me just see this. Here we go. Yes. So, I mean, this picture here, he just brings pictures to life. He just brings watches to life, and I absolutely love it. So, a big shout out to Rob, the watch photographer on Instagram. He's a superb gent, and he just captures the watches in such a phenomenal way. He does it as organic as he can with wires and stuff, and then he photoshops the wires out, but it actually is hovering over that map, which I just really love. There's not a lot of fake behind Rob's pictures, which I just absolutely love. Yeah, love that one, love that. So big shout out to him. So yeah. Yes, Michael, thank you, mate. Let's take some questions. Is there a limited amount, and when will it be available? Shed Lives Matter. You must be here. This must be your first time here. If you click on that, just sent it on the chat. If you click on that, you can pre-order it. Now, the best way to run a watch business, which is something that Radcliffe are able to do, well, with me anyway, is when you go to a manufacturer, they will ask you, right, you need to make 500. We won't do it unless you make 500 or 350 or 1,000. With the way Radcliffe works is there is a pre-order window from today and finishes on December the 11th. In that window, you will have a chance to buy it, to pre-order it. They'll never sell out. It will never sell out. But when that window closes, that will be the only amount of watches that are made. Okay, so after the event, no more watches. It won't get sold out, but you won't know how many are made. We won't know how many are pre-ordered or we want making until that cut-off time, and then we just say, there we go, that many's been made, here's the money for it, bosh. So yeah, Shed, no worries, my friend, no worries. I hope that answers your question. I think we will look into some sort of Lume. I really like the all white. I mean, I've just seen the awful Ranger that has come out, the Tudor Ranger, and they put orange, I think, on the second sand or one of the hands. Looks terrible. So Steamy Traveller, I did show, if you have a look at this, my friend. So the watch was modeled to start with on this Omega Seamaster 120 that came out in the late 60s. If you look at the printed markers and then the applied 70s markers on top, if you were to make them into a footprint, it's pretty much the design of the watch on the dial. That's brilliant, my friend. He knows me, doesn't he? Thank you, my friend. That's the whole point. That's the reason why I did it. Thank you. That means a lot. The M Dresser. Well, listen, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be a success. Today's launch has been really good. but we don't know whether it's going to be good or not, or whether Tayeb wants to do another one. I'd like to do a chronograph 100%, but we shall see. I've always wondered, some cheap fashion watches have really great designs. Why do big watch brands not take inspiration? I don't know if they do, my friend. If they do have good designs, usually the cheap fashion designs copy well-known brands. So if there is a fashion watch that you like, I guarantee there's a top brand that they've nicked it from. They did a lot of nicking from Bauhaus design back in the late 2000 teens. Suck my rockets. Well, that was the goal. The goal is to do better than the field watch. I think the field watch was a little bit difficult for people to grasp, and it was easy to have a go at, if I'm being honest. But I absolutely love it, and still do. Turtle, it's actually not, my friend. I've had a Roscoe. I don't know if he's in the chat, but I've had a woolly hat on all day, and it's just taken the it takes the curl out of my hair. But yeah, maybe I should do it more often. Course, my friend. So we got a GMT movement, 1973, 1975. And it's a true GMT movement, which is phenomenal. Let me just unscrew the crown. Mrs. MWC has just entered the building. Say hi, Mrs. MWC. Oh. She's tired. We're knackered. We are knackered. It's there. It's there. Right. So I've unscrewed the crown, and I pull. This is how to get that change. Okay. So I'm going to do this backwards. So it's going to be a struggle. Hang on. It's a bit dirty. I don't like doing that with dirties. Here we go. So there's the crown. First position. No, that's the last position. First position. There we go. So we can independently move the hour hand. So let's say that it is 9 o'clock. Or whatever that is. We go back 1 hour, pull out the crown to the last position, go all the way around, and there's the change. So it does change after an hour, and it progressively will get whiter and whiter. You do get a half and half at the half hour point, which I really do quite like. But it's so cool. I love it. Absolutely love it. Wind it up. Lovely screw down crown. The crown just wants to be screwed. Childish, isn't it? Childish Gambino. That's really cool. So yeah. That's a great question, isn't it? It's great. Very hard. You know, I'm not manufacturing it. You know, I told Tayeb it needed to have a good bezel action. It does have a good bezel action. Would it make the top 10 of the all-time watches that I've reviewed? It could do. Yeah, it could do, definitely. As I said, it's nowhere. It's not a Tudor Black Bay 58, but it's definitely better than most watches around this price point. There's without doubt. I've been a massive fan. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, my friend. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I hope you don't take this. Here we go. But I've got a couple of Vostok with the case shape. I know this will be bad quality. Well, if you listen, so the history of the watch goes back to the Seamaster of the 60s, and Swiss tonneau shaped cases. There was never ever a Vostok in mind But listen, I'm happy. No, he won't. It's quite plain. I didn't want to show off. Didn't want us to show off with the case back. The case back is something that I'm not really bothered about. Really, I'm in the camp that it's against your wrist. You know, no one's ever going to see it. The Snoopy that I reviewed not long ago, that was fun, but to have it, you know, against your wrist all the time is almost criminal. Did they come up with a few designs and you picked the best to tweak? So yeah, so I came up with the design, and there were slight like edges and little bits, and we just refined the look and just made it simpler. And then we put the logo on it, and then Bob's your uncle. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I hope so. No, I would like to. It's in my bucket list. Yeah, you just don't see it. Don't see it. It's just a fun thing. Yeah, what's your... This is the thing as well. It's like, you know, we know how much these watches with these movements are from other brands, so we're modifying it. We're not even throwing it in the back of the case. We are modifying it. Philip says, have you got a cuppa?
Yeah.
She's got a cuppa. She's got a cuppa.
And
And
a muffin.
a muffin. Lovely. Yes, my friend. Awesome. The bezel isn't loomed, but I wanted it vintage in the sense that it was a proper loom pip. I wanted a proper loom pip, and this little inspiration obviously comes from my Black Bay 58. I wanted there to be red on the bezel. There are no taxes outside the UK on the watch. There are no taxes. The way Radcliffe works as a business, working from building and shipping from China, whatever VAT is added, Radcliffe covers with the price of the watches, which I just thought it was pretty incredible, to be fair. So once you set the movement to red and an hour later it changes back to white, does it change back to red an hour? Yes. So basically the disc behind the dial is like it's like looking down at a circus tent, you know, or one of those old American suites, those big white ones that you'd find in Dr. Zeus, you know what I mean? So yeah. The final cost, my friend, is £329. But that's the starting price as well. Radcliffe have been around for at least 5 years now. They've made some incredible watches. They don't do things by halves anymore. Taib wants to make a mark, offering as hot horology as he can go, with still making things affordable. Skylar, I don't know if you've had it sent to you or you've had it recommended to you, but there's a show that came out today, which it's on there. Awesome. Given the danger, was there no space to turn the crown into That's the next one. Yes, Roscoe. Get in, my friend. Shori, thank you, my friend. Nice to see you on here as well. Shori, you got 3 weeks, mate. So I'm hoping you can do it. Yeah, well, you by all means go on Radcliffe's website and check out the sonore that they have at the minute. But the Inversi, Le Dome, I mean, he's done some pretty outlandish things. He came to me when I had like 400 subscribers. He was a startup company, just started, and was doing I think it's called, I want to remember what the chronograph was called, but it's based on a monument in Oxford. I think the Haxel or something. I think it's the Haxel. It'll hit me if I don't know, if I don't get it right. But it was a Seagull ST19 chronograph, very cool, rally-esque looking watch, and he just wanted exposure, you know, and I tried to give him as much as I could with the small channel that I had, and we just have not stopped talking to each other. He sends me prototypes and for me to have a look at and want my opinion on it. So yeah, I'd go Orient Bambino. Well, I do TikTok lives and we only have like 5 or 6 people. It's quite intimate. I do like chatting, particularly to Roscoe on those there most of the time. But I've got to watch what I say because, you know, some people clip it. Not that I've said anything bad. Yes! Get in. Love it. Russ is in the house. Sorry, go for it. I love the last case. I got to do what's not like. Yes, thank you, my friend. I'm so chuffed about that. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of analog watches, but that doesn't mean I can't recognize. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Casio fan. Yes, Antonio. Definitely. I was trying to buy use the PayPal. It says Radcliffe does not post to this address. I'm in UK. That's weird. That's weird. I'll take a picture of that. Send me a message, my friend, a DM, because I don't think that's right. 39mm case, yes. Oh, Scarlett, thank you very much. You don't need to do that. Click it. Absolutely. Wake up the sun. Take care, matey. All the best to you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Skylar. Thank you. Wait, there's another. It's not. That's pretty cool. Yes, I haven't heard anyone having problems with it, my friend. Have another go. Thank you, Hugo. Makes me very proud. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. They're not overlooked here, matey. Trust me. Thanks, mate. That's brilliant. Cool. Thank you so much. Well, listen, team. Thank you so much. Emma Jones, thank you. Thanks so much for being here. It means a hell of a lot to me. Thank you in advance. Thank you, first of all, for everyone that has pre-ordered an MDVR. I'll do a show next week, having it on different bracelets, straps and things. Just trying to show as much versatility as I can. We got to keep it in the eye of everyone, because it could just fade into obscurity, which is what we don't want. We want to keep this in the light. With all these watches that are coming out left, right, and centre that are as bland as a bland man's bland bits. You know, it's just nice to have something a bit different, and something that's a bit of fun. Something that's a bit of fun. You know, hey, that's why she married me. Yeah, yeah. Dan, I might do that with my brother. My brother's got a 7-inch wrist. I might do that. Yes, get in, my friend. Thank you so much, team. Thank you. This has been phenomenal. I saw it as all a bit of a mix-up to start with, but you know, that's the way these things go. Technology, eh? Remember, get on there. I will do another live show soon, just to see how we're going. I'd love for him to do a review. We just don't have any of the watches, Russell. But yeah, it's all good. That's showbiz. Thank you so much for watching, team. All the best to you. It means a hell of a lot to me. By all means, go and have a look at if you're on the fence, which you shouldn't be, but if you are still on the fence, look at my last 2 shows. The launch day show, which I almost got taken away by the sea, and the reveal show I did at the start of the week. Very proud of the watch. Radcliffe have done an amazing job. Let's make this stand out. Let's make people talk about this thing. If you do have social media, if you do have Instagram, take one of the photos from my Instagram and post it. That's what I'd love for you guys to do. Talk about it in forums, in Watch Crunch, any Facebook forums, any Facebook groups. Go for it. Really talk about it, because that's what, you know, spreads virally. If we could get the MDVR, you know, under the noses of everyone that would like that sort of watch, that's all we need. But I'll keep trying to promote it. Like I said, at the end of the pre-order window, once it's done, it's done. And there are going to be people that I'm not going to be able to get it. So get it if you can. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Make the most of it. And yeah, if you're thinking of buying, click it. Click it.